Alright. A little off topic, but would Leica the Space Dog be legible to be in the Voyager class? Yes. So here's our Destiny Order summon that's coming up with the anniversary. If you don't know what Destiny Order is, somehow, it's a build-your-own GSSR. You get to pick one from each class. Saber, Archer, Lancer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker, and then there's an extra class 1 and extra class 2. And then, yeah, from there, you more or less just get to, you get a poll and see who you're gonna get. So, I mean, yeah, you can just do this for you now. I'm gonna show you all what I'm going to build. And the reason why I'm talking like this, stream, in case you're curious, is because this is possibly gonna go on YouTube. Because why not? So, this is for my NA account, by the way, not my JP account. How bad of an idea is it to have a Grail War where all the Masters have servants of all main classes? So it'd be a Grail War between teams of 7 servants. You're describing Grail Front, and that's awesome. Yeah. I need to open up my NA account, actually, to see who I don't have. The way how I generally go about GSSR stuff is I will forego getting additional NP copies of a servant if I can instead get a new servant. I know that's not necessarily the smart thing to do, Yay! But it is the thing I do. Classic, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. And I'm looking at this list, and I think the only saber that I do not have, aside from the Dioscuri, is Medusa Saber. And I'll be honest, I think I'd rather Medusa Saber. Can I like add her to this? Or no? Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking Medusa Saber would be the one I would go with, personally. If you want my advice, I'll also do this, because if this is going to go on YouTube, hit Simulator. Oh, beautiful. I'd go with her. If you want my advice, though, on who I think that you should put on here, if you're just doing this strictly for, like, gameplay purposes, the strongest servant here probably is Ibuki. Assuming you have, like, Oberon and Koyanskaya of Light, Ibuki's probably the strongest one on this list. Otherwise, Miyamoto Musashi is also very, very powerful if you need a good single target option. Saber has a lot of stuff that she has a lot of support, so she's also a good option. And weirdly enough, Okita is one I would recommend. Okita is a little bit of an interesting addition to something like this, but I think that she is a strong enough unit in her own right to warrant a recommendation. Alternatively, people like Muramasa. I've kind of soured on Muramasa a little bit, with nothing to do with the fact he's a Shiro face, everything to do with the fact that I feel like other people do his job but better now. Not that he's bad, he's definitely a good servant, but I prefer my other options. And then we're not going to worry about these because, these are JP units. Archers. I don't have Gilgamesh. I don't care to get Gilgamesh. Ptolemaeus? Well, wait, no, Ptolemaeus will not be out. Durga will be, and she's going to be my pick. If the game will let me make her my pick. Game? Hello? Am I missing something? Who power corrupt Muramasa? Buster units. It is just better to don't click the picture. Oh, I see. Interesting. All right. I think it's just generally better just to bring a Buster unit over an Arts unit most of the time. If you're farming with sabers, like Ibuki just does his job but better more often than not. If you want my recommendation, though, while I do not particularly care for Gilgamesh, he is a strong unit, so, you know. Add him there. Tesla, I will still say, is maybe the single best AoE archer in the game. After all of his buffs, he's just a goddamn menace. Like, it's so good. Super Orion is ridiculously powerful. He's incredibly strong. You should, if you don't have him, you should focus him very quickly. He will carry you through a lot of content through his sheer might. And yeah, I'd say that's probably the big one. Ishtar is still good. Artoria, Pendragon, or Squirtoria rather, is also very good. At the end of the day, I'm just going to say this up top, and I'll say it at the end as well. At the end of the day, you should be rolling for who you want to roll for. I'm just trying to break this down for people who may want a little bit of advice. Moriarty has some interesting synergies, but I cannot in a good conscience recommend him if you're looking for characters that are, like, strictly good. Again, not that he's necessarily bad, but there are better options. This is a weird Balatro mod? Bro, we are fucking jonklin right now. Alright, Lancers. The only 5-star Lancer since Bima is Bishone. God, I love her. I'm going to pick Tamamo Lancer because I love Tammy, but she doesn't love me back. Britomart's also a good option. Britomart actually might be a funnier option. Maybe I will go Britomart actually, just because I don't think that she's like the best, but she's definitely really fun, and I want to have all the Fae. Yeah, she's alright. She's not the strongest, but she's alright. If you want my recommendation for who you should roll for, Enkidu is...
I don't love you back because you silence me.
You know what you do. Enkidu is maybe one of my favorite picks for Lancers, just because I think that the power level of Enkidu is incredibly high. Melusine, if you're a new player, is the single best DPS character in the entire game. She's ridiculous. She does everything. She doesn't believe in counterclassing, and also she hits you with a truck. Like, she's worth it. Like, if you just need like a strict deep, like, which of these is the best one? The best one is Melusine. If you have Melusine and want something different, though, I recommend Enkidu. Erish is getting a buff, I think, next year, which is really strong. Skahawk is okay. Brynhild is okay. Artoria Lancer gets another buff, I think, which is alright. Beam is also pretty strong. I mean, look, the way how I've built my Enkidu personally is I have all of the anti-divine shit built on him. When I was going through Lost Belt 4, he killed Ashvathaman with a crit buster. He did like 500,000 damage with a buster crit. Like, how did he do that? What is Melusine good against? Yes, she doesn't have a weakness. She's technically weak to sabers, but not really. Riders. So for the longest time, Reynes was my pick, but I finally got a copy of her. So now I'm a kind of a toss-up between... I could go Constantine. I think I'm going to go Constantine this time. Because he gets a gnarly buff here soon. Like, one that makes him really, really good as a Buster support. And I like my off-support characters, because I like to do funny things. Alternatively, it was going to be Ivan. Ivan or the Maid. But I can't really justify bringing Maid Alter very many places. And I think she gets another raid-up banner not too far in the future. If you want my recommendation on who to roll for, your big ones are Taigong Wong, who is insane DPS and support. He kind of he does a lot. He does quick buffs. He does NP shenanigans. He does anti-demonic. He does a lot of. He brings a lot to a party. And a double Taigong Wong party is very, very strong. Reynes is just waiver, but arguably better. If you like using Berserkers, she's just that. All the better. She just makes them go insane. Great unit. Love her to death. Fantastic. And while I have my own reservations about him, Ozymandias is a very powerful unit that should not be ignored. The only thing is that Ozzy's in the main banner, so I don't know if I would recommend him that highly, because you always have an opportunity to get him. But I would say in terms of like power level, he's really high up there. Either him or Ketz. Ketz is not in the main banner, so maybe go for her instead. Alright. Casters. Oof. Again, Merlin would be my go-to normally as well, but I finally got my Merlin copy this last year. This one's harder. I have all of the casters, with the exception of Anastasia. The problem is, Anastasia can just spook you randomly, I'm pretty sure, right? She's not story locked, she's just in the normal thing, right? So I'm like 95% sure that's true. I could be wrong. I think I'm going to instead. I will probably do Crane. Because I like my bird failure. If you want to know who the recommendations are, Caster Artoria is the single best unit in the game. Still. Alternatively, Skahawk is very strong, and Merlin is very strong. Those are the three that you should focus. If you want to do some other, like, more jank shit, Tamamo is very good, and Waver is also very good. If you want to DPS, Izumo, I'm pretty sure, is the best caster DPS in the game. Mind you, she's single target. If you want AoE, if you want an AoE caster to do damage, don't use a caster, use a Berserker instead. Until we get Ashe. Well, Ashe won't be available for this, so yeah. Shouldn't be. If she is, then go her. If not, don't. Assassino. No new additions to the assassins. I'm once again at an impasse on whether I want to try and fail to get Kama for the 1,000,000th time or risk it for the biscuit for Tezcatlipoca. I think I'm going to go with Tez because I'm a big fan of Tez. Kama very clearly does not like me.
Nugget.
Okihime, I have like an NP5 Osakabe Hime, I'm pretty sure. She shows up a decent amount. Let me check that. I'm probably lying out of my ass. Yeah, I do have Gramps. I don't need another single target. And also, even though I have Gramps, you know who my go-to single target assassin is? It's fucking Izo. That's the guy who I have who does that shit for me. Like it's. Goatman lying on the internet, clip it. They'll never believe you. I'm an upstanding individual. You can tell because I'm currently standing up. Alright, let me check my Osakabe Hime. Statistics. Where is my Oki? In the meantime, while this loads, Koji, maybe I do Koji, but Koji's also main banner. That's the other thing, because I don't like to put characters that are on the main gacha into the GSSR stuff, just because there's always an opportunity that they show up. I only have NP2 Osakabe Hime. I think I have more copies of her on JP. And if you want my recommendation, if you want more supporty characters, Tez and Koyan. Go with those two. Koyan is much more higher priority than Tez, so go Koyan if you do not have a Koyan. After that, Tez is very strong. Osakabe Hime is in the main gacha, but she's a good unit. If you need a DPS, Gramps I think should be your go-to for sure. Kama. The argument between who you should use between Gramps and Kama, it really just kind of depends on which one of these two that you have. I prefer Gramps personally because I like Buster, though I do appreciate Quick, but Kama doesn't like me, so I don't get to use her very often. If you want to go the secret third option and go an arts unit, Lee is very decent, but he's also in the main... I believe he's in the main gacha as well, so he can just spook you at random. Jack is still decent. She's not amazing anymore, but she is still decent. And then, I mean, Tez is good. Also, Huyenjo is there. Berserker time. God, ooh. I think of these, the ones that I don't have are Zhang Yu.
He said the thing.
I don't have Zhang Yu, I don't have Galatea, and I don't have Hijikata, but I like Hijikata the most of that group. Old Man Lee is story locked? Alright, disregard me then. You should roll for him. Yeah. I think I would rather a copy of Hiji. As for who's the best one of these, that's a really hard question. Ibuki is definitely the best in terms of just like raw, like power. Who's the one who's gonna beat shit over the head the hardest? It's gonna be Ibuki. I have a personal preference towards Sen, but I can't really recommend her in good consciousness because she's nah, she's pretty good. She needs higher NP levels to really shine, but she's a good unit. Morgan is a fan favorite, and for good reason. She has a pretty high skill level, or power level, rather. Musashi is getting her buff this year or next that makes her the best anti-saber unit in the entire game. Arjun Alter is essentially Morgan, but without focusing on like the Fae. He's just more attack power, while she's a little bit more consistency. Hijikata is strong, but I don't think I'd recommend him. Raiko's getting some buffs that make her better, but I don't think I'd recommend her. Ku Alter I will recommend, just because he is a ride or die for me. This dude is functionally immortal, and hits like a goddamn, like, he's like a nuclear bomb. Dude's insane. Yeah, Hijikata is fun. I don't know how good Hijikata is, but he's a very fun unit. There are moments where he can shine. There's a dude on Twitter who posts I think his level 3 Hijikata, like DPS videos, because Hijikata has a modifier that the less HP that he has, the more damage he does, and so you get to that really small amount really fast at level 3 and can put out disgusting amounts of damage. It's insane. Like, he's fighting endgame bosses at level 3. It's awesome. Also, Shinsen Gumi are forever. Love this guy. And then Kintoki. Kintoki is very, very good. He's, of the ones I've recommended, he's arguably the most simple unit. He is the epitome of, I see red, I'm going to see red, uses NP to blow up a motherfucker. Simple. Simple, easy, effective. He's great. I'll recommend Galatea if you want a Berserker that is hard to kill and some solid utility, but she can also spook you, so not priority. Yeah, yes. Question, but as a servant, what would your Bond 10 CE be about? Me? It would be a fishing rod and that sword I stabbed my friend on my roof with. And it's just called This Is Where It All Started. Alright, Extra Class 2. From Johanna onward.
It should be the Waffle House with you fighting laser and giving you a bigger buff against place-based units.
Who do I want? I have most of these. It would be very funny to put fucking Jormal on my list, because I've never gotten a Jormal. She's avoided me like the plague. So it might... Yeah, put MASH. Get MASH. Yo, I'd love to have a MASH. I don't think I have Qin Shi Huang, though, on my NA account. I don't believe I do. I think I'm going to put him on there because I really like using him. He's fun. I don't have Nito Alter either. But Qin Shi Huang is way, way funnier. I don't have Bunny Girl either, but she's bad. I don't have Jinako, and I like Jinako, but I think Mothman. Mothman is good. As for my recommendations, I will, with my whole chest, recommend that you roll for Himiko. And this sounds like a joke, and it kind of is, but isn't really. Longtime viewers of this stream will know that I love Himiko. I think she's fantastic. She is very, very overlooked for the disgusting amount of buffs that she can give to both herself and the party. I've done things on this stream with her where you run double Himiko, you run any buster crit unit, say like Mordred, and then you let them crit one time, and you could just clear content insanely fast. It's not as consistent as being able to properly 3-turn things, but in terms of like challenge content, Himiko is ridiculously powerful. One of my favorite people to pair Himiko up with because she's also not restricted to Buster. She's more like a crit support that has Buster capabilities. Is using her with Johanna, who I would also recommend, because Johanna gives a really good art crit up. If you use Johanna, Himiko in an crit art unit, you can pop the fuck off so unbelievably easily. Those are my own personal recommendations to people. But those are not as popular. If you want more like generic characters who are good that you should be rolling for, Summer Skahawk is probably the best one on this entire list. She's like normal Skahawk, but is better for a lot of ways. They serve different roles, so you know they're kind of interchangeable. So if you have one, it is still worth getting the other. Otherwise, Arc is very good. She's, I think, the best Moon Cancer DPS currently, even on JP. I mean, I guess CL is pretty good as well, but I would think I would still say Arc is a little bit more consistent. Double Himiko Super Orion is hilarious. I mean, this is the one where that fucking Jalter's on, so people, if you like Jalter, go for her. Tyra. I have an entire channel meme called Kagekyo Never Dies, where I will just solo shit with her, and it's ridiculous because she is I was saying how Ku's immortal, she's actually immortal. And she does ridiculous damage. She has buff removal on her NP, she can loop her NP by herself pretty easily, she does ridiculous damage, she has ridiculously short cooldowns, and also she works with Himiko. What's not to love? And Spishtar is also very good. That's a good unit. Very versatile, still very usable after all this time. Nita Chris Alter is also good, but she's in the normal gacha, so she can spook you at any time, so, you know. And last... Oof. I believe Draco is available in this, right? Yes, she's right there. Okay. God, let me take a look. There's a lot of these ones. Alright. Me personally, I think I'm gonna go KP. I like King Protea a lot. I don't have her. She's really fun. But doing Draco again and having the potential stream moment of getting a Draco could be amazing. That would be the content one. That would be the content pick. Maybe I do that. You know what? I think I'm gonna actually do that. Just because I feel like the content of that is really, really funny. The world is preventing me from adding my tempura to this list, but that's okay. Who are my recommendations? Let's start from the bottom and just work our way up. Melt gets a decent amount of support. I don't know if I would recommend her though, but she's a fan favorite for a reason, so you know. If you like her, you can use her. Kiara's good, she gets a decent buff in the future. Abby is just okay. I like to use her, but she's not great. Hokusai also gets a buff in the future that makes her better, but I don't know if I'd recommend her. Okita is alright. No, she's not. Shitonai is very strong, just very, very niche. KP is also very, very strong. She's also getting a buff that makes her insane. Yang Guifei is just okay. She does she does decent damage, but it requires you to have an entire build around her. It's alright. Voyager's kind of bad, but he's baby, so roll for him. Abigail Summer sucks, don't roll for her. Van Gogh is one of the best characters in the entire game. Like, goddamn, why does she do all that? She just is insane. And she only gets better. As time has gone on, Van Gogh has only gotten better. So, if you need a unit here, she's on that list. Doman is also incredibly strong. Should be on there. Well, here's the thing. Doman does do funny things, which is, in my opinion, good enough to be like, roll for him. However, Doman's also just very good. He has a strangely high instant death rate and is an amazing support. He's a good support and a good DPS. He's incredibly versatile and also is naked. Oberon is one of the best units in the entire game. He enables you to do your 90++ nodes. You don't... No, you do kind of need one. You kind of need one if you want to do the higher level stuff. He makes it so that you can just blow the fuck up. He's worth every ounce of investment. If you don't have Oberon, this is the Oberon is the pick. He is the pick. Jacques is kind of bad. Koyan of Dark. For more information, go look up the YouTube channel Plushy Mistress and just see what he thinks about this character. Man in McLear is one of my favorite alter egos in the entire game. I love her to death. She's incredibly powerful, incredibly unique. If you have some of the other recommended options, but not her, I would put her on that list super high. Super Bunyan is kind of bad. Lady Avalon is pretty good. Kotomine is, he's alright. He's good. He's good. Cuckoo is like Ibuki, but better. They made the perfect DPS unit. It's kind of crazy. Larva Tiamat is also very, very strong. I like using her. She's one of the better alter egos. And then Draco is, in my opinion, one of the strongest units in the entire game. If you are just starting out this game, she is your best friend. I truly, truly believe that if you are just starting FGO and you are going to start when you have the opportunity to get Draco, get Draco. She's relatively rare. She doesn't come back very often. And her entire deal is that she just trivializes the main 7 classes, which is what most fights in the game are. So if you're a newer player and you're like, I want a hard carry, there's your hard carry. But this is my list right now. Let's do a simulation. What does Klidge get? Britomart. Alright, well, mark your calendar. Let's see if this repeats itself. Constantine. Britomart. Constantine. Tez. Saber. The Riku Spook. Wait a second. I don't think that can happen. I know Crane is there. I know Crane is there. But Riku isn't on my list is what the problem is. So are all of the servants in that pool and they can show up, but you're just guaranteed to get the one of the ones from your list, but every other servant has the potential to arrive? Yes, that's insane. I didn't realize it was that busted. I thought that it just put those ones into the pool and was just like, all right, watch this, Britomart. Oh, Mothman, Crane, Mothman, KP, Crane with 2 4-stars. KP. I'm getting the impression that I'm gonna get Crane. Tez. Panda. Hiji. KP. Dusa. Durga. Fran, Durga. Let's run 30 of these and just see what our numbers are. All right. According to these numbers, my most likely servant that I'm going to pull is Tez, followed by Crane. Oh, Ark was there. Is that this one? No. All right. So let me refresh this really quick. Invalid. Can I please refresh this? You know what? Let me. So okay, that was mine, and I'll show off. I will build right now what I believe is the ideal. Like if you're just trying to get the max value out of this that you can, I will build you your like hyper sweat. All right. So, if you are strictly trying to do a meta, I only care about the meta, I don't read the story, I've read the beginning of the Fate Stay Night visual novel and then dropped it and then told people I read all of it. If you're that person, this is the multi for you. All right, Saber. Single best Saber, Ibuki Doji. Archer. Super Orion. Lancer. Melusine. Rider. Reynes. Caster. Castoria. Assassin. Kama. Berserker. Ibuki. This one's hard though. This one is kind of hard, like what the best option is. I think I said Arc was, and Arc kind of is. It's just there's so much. I'm gonna go Skahawk. No. If it's somebody who's lying about having read the Fate Stay Night visual novel for Reddit points, they'd pick Arc. And then I think Cuckoo. I think that this right here. This right here is what I would argue the ideal. Like if you just want to min-max like DPS, farming, etc., this is it. This is what you want to do. Actually, I lied. I fucked up. I made a mistake. This should not be Kama. This should be Koyan of Light. I lied to you. Draco? No. Because people who sweat super hard don't think Draco's that good. They think Cuckoo is significantly better. Alright, now, if I had to rank the power level of these, from best to worst, best, Castoria. Second, Melusine. Third, Cuckoo. Fourth, Ibuki. Fifth, Reynes. No. Fourth, this Ibuki. Fifth, Reynes. Sixth, this Ibuki. Seventh, Koyan. No. Okay, I fucked this up. Castoria is number 1. Melusine's number 2. Koyan of Light is number 3. This Ibuki is number 4. Cuckoo is number 5. Reina's is number 6. This Ibuki's number 7. This guy's number 8. And then number 9 is Arc. And now the results of all of this careful crafting to get who the best thing is going to be Arcuid. It's Reina's. I mean, yeah, this is a good one. What about the guaranteed banners? Melusine, hold on. I'm gonna roll this 30 times and just see what our overall results are. I've lost track. I pushed the button too many times, chat. I'm freaking the fuck out. Damn it. Alright, 60 times. My most likely... It was actually Arc. That's actually funny. Doman only one... Oh, he wasn't on my list. This is what $1,000 will get you. Alright. Well, I think that we'll put that on YouTube. Or rather, hi YouTube. Fellas, how many Ezos? Can Ezos show up in this banner? I don't think so. Because this is a GSSR, he should not be here. 5, damn, NP5. For $1,000, you can get NP5 Ezo. Fellas, we're gonna call that there. If you're watching us on YouTube, hey YouTube, come check us out over on twitch.tv/KlidgeRadio, where you too can participate in this. If you would like to know what this website is, it's called Chaldea.center, which I'm going to save this site. Navigating it is a little bit funky, but I'm sure you can figure it out. A lot of these people here are smarter than I am. But yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, come check us out. Check out the other things that are there as well, such as the merch store. Go buy my hats. Alternatively, this is happening around the time of the art contest, so if you know anybody who likes to draw and would like to potentially win $200, let them know. Art contest. It's on my Twitter or linked in a video I've posted earlier. For now, though, fellas, I will catch you all later. Peace out, big love, a goodbye.